Is this a wake-up call to them? Or
Mm.
do they just kind of shrug this off and blame it on, blame it on, well, AEW was in town, whatever they're going to blame it on.
Vince, what is your take on all this going on with the lack of ticket sales? Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, bro, I got to tell you, there's a couple of things here that you'll find interesting, Chris. And I just had this confirmed to me by Vince McMahon himself. Bro, it would blow you away how Vince McMahon, I'm telling you, bro, right now as we speak, he honestly doesn't believe there's a problem. And let's face it, you and I separate this all the time, business and creative. Two separate things. Is there a problem business-wise? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is there a problem creative-wise? There is a huge problem. But I told you, bro, I just had a recent exchange with Vince where it was the old, him giving me the opportunity and this, that, and the other thing, and like literally him doing me a favor. And I was just like, bro, your show sucks. But I had to bring myself to the reality of he doesn't think there's a problem. He really doesn't think there's a problem. And you know what, bro? I look at something like this, and first of all, I want to say this. Bro, the WWE should shoot for the stars. Go for the arena. Seriously, I mean, you should shoot for the stars. If you believe you could fill that arena, go for it, okay? But now the harsh reality is we can't. Why can't you? Because we've said this for years and years and years. You don't have stars.
Correct.
And you don't have television stars. And stars sell tickets. Stars put butts in seats. Stars equal viewers. You don't have stars. So like my question is kind of what you just said. You said humble pie. Is this a wake-up call to them? Or do they just kind of shrug this off and blame it on, blame it on, well, AEW was in town, whatever they're going to blame it on. But that's the problem, bro. Like, as long as they're making this money, I just don't see any attention being put on the creative unless this is a wake-up call, Chris.
Yeah. I agree with you from a business standpoint to shoot for the stars. I mean, I'm with you on that 100%. Now, from a planning standpoint, I know that Khan talks about he doesn't, the WWE doesn't pay attention to AEW, which I tend, that's hard to believe, to be honest with you. But I think you still, from a business standpoint, got to see what's going on, and you got to pay attention to who's going to be at what time. So that stadium show at the Allegiant Stadium is sandwiched between AEW being there about a little more than a month prior, and then sandwiched between another stadium show, which is SummerSlam. So from a business standpoint, I just don't see, with the lack of star power that they have, knowing that you're sandwiched between Vegas AEW show and another stadium show, just a few, just actually in July. The end of July is SummerSlam this year. So the beginning of the July is Money in the Bank. The end of July is SummerSlam. I just don't see how that made good business. Now, it could have if you had enough star power, because as I'm thinking like, say, for instance, a UFC event, right? If you have a good main event star, if you have Conor McGregor on one end, and you name whoever you want to name as far as just another big UFC star. When Ronda Rousey was there, they'll say that she's on the ticket and it'll sell out because she had enough star power. So if you have Nate Diaz, for instance. And so say, for instance, if you have like Conor McGregor headline this show, Nate Diaz headline this show, And if they're in two different cities or two different states, it wouldn't be as much of an issue because you have two big stars. But for Money in the Bank, you have Roman Reigns to headline both shows, and the person to compliment him is allegedly rumored to be Riddle. I said this before in our other show, I just don't see Riddle as a guy, and I like Riddle. Vince, don't see Riddle as the guy to say stadium show. Whoa, Vegas, we got to fill 45K here, 50K. Riddle's the guy. I mean, what do you think, Vince?
I agree with that. Chris, it's funny that you say that because, bro, I've been to, many, many concerts in my life. And bro, there are times, bro, when, Fleetwood Mac is on tour, for argument's sake. Okay. There are times when, Fleetwood Mac will start the tour in September and they'll start it at, they'll start it in Boston. Okay. What's the arena there in Boston? I can't remember the name.
TD Garden.
Okay. Yeah. They'll start it there in October. Okay. They'll finish up the tour in March. They'll come back to the same stadium in March. So in other words, they'll start it there and they'll end it there. Why? Because they're that over. Mm-hmm. When you're that over, you can do that. Bro, there was a time the WWE could do that. Mm-hmm. There was a time they could do that. Chris, I think they're still living in that time. And I'll tell you, when you bring up Riddle, bro, here's the big chunk that they're missing. Here's the big chunk, bro. We have said time and time again, no doubt Riddle is over with the kids. No doubt, bro. Right. He probably sells merch through the Ying. He is over with the kids, no doubt. Mm-hmm. But, bro, the crowd that we had was that college crowd. Mm-hmm. Bro, every Monday night they were gathering at the fraternity house. They were gathering at the bar. We had that college crowd because we were that hip and we were that cool, okay? Riddle does not fit that audience. Riddle is a goofy skateboarder, where 13-year-olds are going to love him. But, bro, 18, 19, 20, that college, bro, we're talking about Austin and The Rock. Right. And Sable. They were over with that crowd. But see, that's what I think they're missing, bro. Because I'm telling you, man, when they show these shots in the crowd, you don't see that demo. You just don't see the cool, hip college kids. You either see the marks or you see the dad with his daughter on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what you're seeing, bro. Yeah. But to get that mainstream cool vibe, I think that's what they're missing. And Riddle's not that guy, bro.
I agree, man. So could he have been, say for instance, hot-shotting him after doing the whole RK Bro thing, hot-shotting him into a singles push from a main event to sell out a stadium arena just in a matter of a little over a month? To me, I mean, that's asking for way too much for Riddle. Could he have been, if you would have just kind of backtracked this before Mania, for instance, could he have been the guy who could have headlined a main event show in July?
Yes. Okay. Especially, bro, the heat he had with Goldberg. There was the rumor of him disrespecting guys that have been around for absolutely, bro. Bro, I swear to God, he must have cut that Stoner promo. Somebody smartened Vince up about it, or maybe Vince saw Fast Times at Ridgemont High, whatever. But he's only going to appeal to a certain audience, bro. Yeah. When we talk about Austin, when you talk about these iconic characters, Taker and Rock, and then you talk about who did they appeal to? Bro, they appeal to everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody, man, woman, child, young, old, everybody. when you look at a Riddle, there's a certain appeal. It's not going to be across the board, bro.
Yeah, Riddle is much more niche than
Yes.
Austin and Rock was.
Yes, absolutely.
Austin was the quintessential employee who keeps getting jerked around by his employer. So therefore, he's going to take matter in his own hands, and he's going to rebel against his employer.
And
every adult wanted to do that.
and on another level, you got student and teacher.
Yeah,
he's the student, McMahon's the teacher. So there were different levels of it. So across the board, I hate my effing teacher. If only I could go into school tomorrow and say what Austin said to Vince. So that's why, bro, you had that on so many levels, man.
Yep. And Rock to me was like he was like the college cool kid with the catchphrases and and roasting people, calling people Rudy Poos and pie, and like he was just like one of those guys. Hey, there's the Rock. Come on in, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? Yes. So that was that type of feel that the Rock had. That like if you're gonna have like a roasting match with the team, you're bringing in Dwayne, you know what I mean, from a few rooms down. You're bringing him in. So that's
and here's another thing too. See, bro, these are things that I love talking about because it's a little bit of a deep dive. But these stupid dirt sheets on the surface don't get any of this. Then, bro, let's look at another character who you get abroad across the board. Let's look at Sable. Because what was very important with Sable was, first of all, bro, the college kids, forget about it. Drooling. But here's what was equally as important. She was booked as a strong female character. Yeah. So now the females didn't hate her because she was gorgeous. The females admired her because she was a strong woman. She stood up to Vince. She stood
power bombing males.
Yes, you see what I'm saying, bro? That's how you get that broad appeal. When Riddle is cutting that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle promo, that's who he's going to appeal to. It's not going to be across the board, bro.
Yep. Not enough to sell a stadium, man. So
no.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. So, I think whether the WWE wants to admit it or not, they had to eat a piece of humble pie, Vince. And I think that stuff like this is going to hopefully, we've talked about this before. Vince McMahon is typically the guy who creates a scapegoat away from him and, cast it on someone else to blame. Perhaps when he sees the huge loss of revenue that they're going to have by switching these arenas, maybe that is smarten them up a little bit to say, okay, maybe we need to quit pulling from the legends well and create legends today. So
I hope so, bro. I really hope so for them. I really do, bro.
I agree. So speaking of legends, this guy right here. This guy right here, a legend, and that you're such a narcissist, Vince. Why in the world are you flexing?
I do this all day, bro. I just do this.
You flexing your biceps, Vince? Ugh, so narcissistic. Nice. What do you call that, Vince?
Who knows what's going on here with this? Bro, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
The flapjack.
The flapjack, bro. Bro, I wonder what though. Before you sign off and this guy and give me all that, we just had a nice little talk. Yep. I wonder though what the Black Scorpion would say about this. What do you think his take on this situation would be?
That's actually a good question.
I'm curious.
Let me see.
I'm glad you said my name, actually. I've always, in the corners, in the crevices, in the creeks, in the attics, when you say my name, I will appear.
Is this Seth Rollins? Was that Rollins? Oh no,
I
sorry.
think Seth Rollins watched Black Scorpion promos in 1990.
The laugh threw me off.
It's his
Yeah, the
gimmick
laugh
promo.
threw me off. Tremendous. Yeah.
Vince, always
Yes.
a pleasure, my man. Always
Yes,
a pleasure.
Thank you, my friend.
Channelattitude.com. Let them know, my man.
Yeah, channelattitude.com. That's where it's all happening. We'll see you there, bro.
Yes, indeed. Follow me at Chris Prolific and subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube
man,
channel.
come on,
Why
man.
haven't you? If you haven't yet, why haven't you?
Laziness. Hit the button,
It's
bro.
lazy, man.
Yes.
You're a lazy narcissist if you haven't
Yes.
subscribed to Sportskeeda Wrestling. And by the way, you see that, man? Speaking of narcissism, man. I mean, what in the world? Man, that's
that almost looks like an optical illusion.
yeah, you know what? I mean, this whole thing can just cover an entire, now you don't, now you do. You know what I mean? Man.
That is awesome, bro.
Vince Russo, Dr. Chris, we're out of here. Solo!